Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Are they actually going to kill off Dr. Kial Rollins? I am literally sitting here staring at my screen because I am so incredibly stressed out about the future of Greg Vaughan on Beyond the Gates. I mean, we need to talk about this right now. Is he leaving the show? Is he dying? What is happening? The spoilers and the social media clues are piling up, and I am officially in panic mode. I am just so frustrated because every single time we get a genuinely good, solid character with amazing chemistry, the soap gods decide to rip them away from us. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but the writing is practically on the wall in neon letters. We've been watching Kial bring all this heat to Fairmont Crest since December 2025, and now suddenly it feels like they are pulling the rug out from under us. Am I the only one who is completely panicking over this? Because I feel like I'm losing my mind trying to connect these dots. So, let's break down the actual evidence. Because Greg Vaughan just posted this massive, cryptic message on his social media, and it is screaming farewell tour to me. He posted this photo of himself, looking gorgeous as always, and the caption starts with, "My heart is full. My purpose is just beginning." Like, what does that mean, Greg? You can't just drop a line like that and expect us not to spiral. He goes on to talk about his life, his family, the people who show up for him, and all these lessons that shaped him. It reads exactly like a graduation speech or a retirement announcement. And then he keeps going, talking about how every challenge he faces has turned into preparation, and how every blessing has become a full circle moment. He literally says, "I am simply thankful for how far God has brought me, and excited for all that is ahead." Excited for all that is ahead? But what about what is right here on CBS? He thanked everyone who was part of his journey, family, friends, fans, castmates. I'm sorry, but you do not thank your castmates for being part of your journey unless that journey is over. And the absolute kicker? The final sentence, "Here's for the next chapter, no. I refuse to accept this next chapter unless it takes place at the Fairmont Crest Hospital." But wait, it gets worse. Because if Greg's post wasn't enough to send me into a full-blown tailspin, Robert Christopher Riley had to go and comment on it. Yes, Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald himself. Riley commented, "Love and miss you, man." Miss you? Why would you miss him unless he is no longer on set? As we all know, BTG tapes about 4 months in advance. So if Riley is missing him right now, that means Greg wrapped up his scenes weeks or even months ago. This isn't just a rumor anymore, this feels like a hard confirmation that Kial is out. And I am just so incredibly annoyed by this. Think about the storyline. Riley and Vaughan have been working so closely together lately because of this epic love triangle with Nicole Dupree. Nicole has been totally torn, and we just saw in the spoilers for Tuesday, July 21, that Nicole gives Vanessa an update on her love life before finding out some surprising news about her ex. Is the surprising news about Kial? Does Nicole finally make a choice? I mean, I was fully rooting for Kial and Nicole. They had this fiery, undeniable chemistry. If Kial leaves, does Carlton just win by default? That is such a cheap way to end a love triangle. Remember when they tried this kind of default win storyline years ago on other shows? Yeah, it didn't work then either. Fans want a real resolution, not a victory by forfeit, because an actor's contract is up. Okay, wait, I need to take a breath, because this next part is what really makes no sense to me. Noah Rollins just arrived. Nick Haglin made his debut as Kial's son on the Wednesday, July 22 episode. Why on earth would the writers bring Kial's son to Fairmont Crest if Kial is packing his bags? It makes absolutely zero logical sense. Noah comes to town, seemingly indicating that Kial is settling down and building his family life here. You don't bring in the next generation of a family just to write out the patriarch a week later. Unless, oh my God, unless they are bringing Noah in specifically to deal with the fallout of Kial's death. This is why I think they are going to kill him off. Think about it. If Kial just leaves town for a new job, Noah would probably go with him. Or it would just be really weird for Noah to stay while his dad bails on him right after he arrives. But if Kial is killed, that gives Noah an instant, massive, tragic anchor to the canvas. A grieving son looking for answers in a new town. It would give Nicole a heartbreaking mourning storyline. It would shake up the entire hospital dynamic. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But from a soapy, dramatic standpoint, it makes terrifyingly perfect sense. I am dreading this so much, but I can totally see the writers going there. And let's connect the dots with the other spoilers. We know that on Wednesday, July 22, Deanna McBride meets a handsome stranger in need. We all know that's got to be Noah Rollins, right? Deanna is currently up to her neck in this dangerous revenge plot against Joey Armstrong because of what happened to her dad, Doug. If Noah is the handsome stranger and he suddenly loses his dad, Kial, they would bond over their shared trauma of losing their fathers. It's too perfect. The writers are setting up this dark, trauma-bonded romance between Noah and Deanna, which means Kial's days are seriously numbered. I am pacing around my room just thinking about this. I just feel like we are losing such a massive talent. Greg Vaughan is daytime royalty. I have been watching him since his days as Lucky Spencer on General Hospital back in the mid-2000s. And don't even get me started on his run as Eric Brady on Days of Our Lives. The man won a Daytime Emmy in 2018 for a reason. He brings this incredible gravity and emotional depth to every single scene he is in. When he joined Beyond the Gates in December 2025, it felt like a huge win for the show. Even though he was technically on recurring status, he elevated every storyline he touched. He brought so much heat and intrigue to the screen. Losing him is going to leave a massive hole in the cast. And honestly, this is what makes me so mad about how soaps handle recurring characters. You bring in a powerhouse like Vaughan, you give him a juicy love triangle, you introduce his kid to the canvas, and then you just let him slip away? Or worse, you kill him for shock value? I know some people are probably like, well, he was only recurring, maybe he wanted to leave to do other projects. And sure, I get that. I want Greg to be happy and successful. But as a fan who is deeply invested in the world of Fairmont Crest, I feel completely robbed. We were just scratching the surface of Kial's potential. We were just getting into the juicy family dynamics with Noah. So, what is going to happen next? I am calling it right now. Over the next few weeks, we are going to see Kial and Nicole reach some kind of emotional climax. And right when things seem like they are figuring themselves out, tragedy is going to strike. Noah is going to be left devastated, leaning on Deanna, while Carlton is left to pick up the pieces with Nicole. I am not here for it, I am dreading it, but I am definitely going to be glued to my screen with a box of tissue. Are you guys seeing this the same way I am? Do you think Kial is leaving in a body bag, or is he just going to ride off into the sunset? Please tell me I'm not the only one spiraling over this.